What if I told you that your greatest enemy doesn't fear your Sunday service, your worship playlist, or your carefully recited prayers, but trembles when you finally realize where the real war is happening and how you've been sleepwalking through it? You've been trained to behave like a spectator in a battlefield, singing songs in pews, while invisible forces mark your name in their crosshairs. Spiritual warfare isn't about spooky stories or demon chasing. It's a brutal, calculated 24/7 assault on your mind, your identity, your authority, and your legacy. And the shocking truth is this: most churches have sanitized it, softened it, or skipped it altogether because confronting it means admitting that passive Christianity is not just ineffective, it's dangerous. You've been handed armor in Ephesians 6, but you treat it like decorative jewelry. You were warned in 1 Peter 5:8 that your adversary is actively seeking someone to devour. Yet you've been lulled into thinking your biggest problem is inconvenience or discomfort. You pray for peace while ignoring the spiritual grenades being thrown into your home, your mind, your sleep, your relationships. Satan doesn't need to possess you when he can simply persuade you. His goal is not to scare you, it's to subtly shift your allegiance, one compromise at a time. Isaiah 54:17 says, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper." But what if you're the one unknowingly building the weapon with your words, your agreements, your silence? Every time you believe a lie about who you are, every time you partner with fear, every time you normalize sin because everyone's doing it, you're not just under attack, you're participating in your own spiritual defeat. This is the war, not just against demons, but against deception, distraction, distortion. The enemy doesn't need your destruction. He just needs your distraction. If he can keep you numb, neutral, or nice, you'll never walk in the dominion Christ died to give you. Jesus didn't bleed so you could survive. He died so you could rule. You were called to tear down strongholds, not build your life around them. You were told in Luke 10:19 that you have authority over serpents and scorpions. So why do you flinch every time darkness shows its face? Could it be because you've been taught to fear the enemy more than to walk in the authority of the one who already crushed his head? You don't need more church attendance. You need battlefield awareness. You don't need louder worship. You need sharper discernment. And here's the truth few will ever tell you. Demons don't flee because you shout Jesus louder. They flee when you live in alignment with his word. The enemy isn't threatened by emotion. He's threatened by obedience. He doesn't care if you believe in spiritual warfare. He only fears when you engage it. Some of you are praying for breakthrough while sleeping with compromise. Some of you are asking God to move while ignoring the spiritual patterns that have kept you bound for years. You think spiritual warfare is an event, but it's a lifestyle. It's in what you tolerate. It's in what you watch. It's in who you listen to. It's in how you think when no one is watching. And if you're not actively resisting darkness, you are unintentionally cooperating with it. The devil doesn't need you to worship him. He just needs you to stop resisting him. James 4:7 doesn't say ignore the devil. It says resist him. And resistance isn't passive, it's violent. It's war, that bitterness you're justifying, that lust you're hiding, that pride you're dressing up as confidence. That's not personality, it's warfare. You're under siege in places you don't even recognize because the attack has been disguised as normal life. The enemy's most effective strategy is to convince you there's no war, so you never learn how to fight. But the kingdom suffers violence, and the violent take it by force. So here's your warning. You can't afford to stay spiritually neutral anymore. Not in this hour, not with this much at stake. You were born into war, not comfort. Stop asking God to make your life easier. Start asking him to make your spirit unshakable. You have access to weapons that pull down strongholds, to truth that breaks chains, to a Savior who already declared, "It is finished," but you must enforce that victory. The battle is real, it is daily, and it is bloody, but the enemy only wins when you stop showing up. So rise, take up your sword, guard your gates. Speak with fire, walk in holiness. And never forget, your silence is agreement, your compromise is consent, and your spiritual laziness is the enemy's favorite loophole. War has already been declared on your destiny. What will your response be? The only power the enemy has now is in deception. That's his currency. He is a defeated foe wearing the mask of a lion, hoping you'll mistake his roar for real danger. But 2 Corinthians 10:4 reminds you that the weapons of your warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds, not tiptoeing around them, not tolerating them, pulling them down. So stop treating spiritual warfare like a side hobby. It's your assignment. Your calling isn't just to be saved, it's to take territory. That means praying with authority, not just emotion, declaring truth, not just opinions, living clean, not just forgiven. Demons don't tremble when you go to church, they tremble when you become the church. And the real church doesn't play defense, it invades. It disrupts darkness, it breaks cycles. It speaks what others are too afraid to say. It casts out what others have learned to live with. If this spoke to you, don't keep it to yourself. Follow for more, like to show support, share to spread the message, and drop a comment with your thoughts. Your engagement fuels the mission.